Estimates place the number of Zimbabweans in South Africa at more than 3 million. There are no official figures because thousands have illegally crossed the border and remain under the radar because they do not have the requisite papers, which means their existence there is one of constantly looking over their shoulders. Historically, thousands of migrant workers left Zimbabwe to go down to South Africa in search of job opportunities in a booming mining industry. South Africa was back then referred to as Egoli, which means the place of gold. South Africa's economy has since expanded, and with Zimbabwe's own economic downturn, that trek continues from places like Roadport in downtown Harare. But as the thousands of passengers that have made that trip have discovered, all that glitters is not gold. I recently caught up with brothers Tapera and Tafara Chizema, who run a small carpentry business. They had both joined the mass exodus to South Africa in the 2000s, but have since returned after their big dreams failed to materialize.
Here in Zimbabwe, I trained as a finance person. I hold an H&D in accounting. So when I went there, I thought it's going to be rosy. I could find something like that. When I went to South Africa, I discovered that it's not all that rosy. That's how, fortunately or unfortunately, I got exposed to this industry.
Not all immigrants have been that lucky. Many are confined to menial jobs.
You can't fend for your family as a waiter, a family person with kids and family back home, you know? Working odd hours, 20 hours, just to find a job that doesn't have a fixed salary.
Some exiles stay because they are able to send money to their families back home, but there are no guarantees of that either.
Sometimes this month we won't be able, but next month we'll be able. After 2 months maybe we won't be able, because it's what is down there.
The brothers tell me many of their counterparts who are still in South Africa would love to return but can't. Though things may be better now than when they left, jobs are scarce and wages low, and not everyone may be able to venture into business. Zimbabwe's Ministry of Home Affairs says it cannot comment on the matter because it is yet to receive official communication from its South African counterparts, but there are fears this could have far-reaching consequences.
The pie that we have to share with those plus or minus 3 million that are in South Africa is going to be difficult, because honestly speaking, as we are right now, some of the guys, they're failing to fend for their families. And at the end of the day, I'm sure the masses will suffer at the end of the day.
Rights groups representing the exiles are believed to be preparing a legal challenge against the new laws. Farai Mwakutuya, CCTV, Harare, Zimbabwe.
And let's discuss this issue further with Aline Mugisho, the Public Relations Officer for the Africa Diaspora Forum in South Africa. Thanks, Aline, for joining us. So what is your reaction to the tightening up of these work permit regulations by the South African authorities, especially to Zimbabweans?
It's going to be difficult for Zimbabweans that are in South Africa at the moment, because we are more likely to face the situation that we faced in 2009, where we had a lot of Zimbabweans going and sleeping to the Department of Home Affairs offices across Johannesburg and Gauteng. And this caused major issues, including severe corruption problems within the Department of Home Affairs. So it is very complicated, and unless there is really a situation that a resolution that will take place as soon as possible to inform those that are holding the Zimbabwean dispensation permits, it's going to be we foresee a big problem for those holding those permits, but also for many other migrants that are seeking paper documentation to the Home Affairs offices, because they will also be experiencing the issue of overcrowding at the offices.
And Aline, most of these people are in South Africa not because they want to be there, but because they're running from political and economic problems back home. So taking them back, don't you think will be counterproductive?
Yes, it is no secret that recently South Africa has not been on the right side of the law in terms of respecting their international obligations toward refugees and asylum seekers. We have seen huge numbers of refugees being sent to the Lindela deportation center and being sent away, which violates the principle of non-refoulement of people in danger, but which the state has not highly considered. A number of litigation cases has been there, and the South African government has been losing millions in these litigations, but no efficient solution has been taken. And this is seriously going to be a major issue again, because you cannot, according to the 1951 convention, UN convention, sorry, you cannot return refugees or asylum seekers to the country that they perceive to be in danger, or they foresee any danger to themselves. And this is a major problem that the state is currently looking at refugee as a massive case, or a public case, instead of an individual case.
And how best then can South Africa address the issues of asylum seekers and migrants without necessarily infringing on the rights of people seeking refuge in that country?
Well, there are a number of ways that this can be addressed. First of all, I think there is a great need for the states, South Africa, to consider proper research and consider the current statistics and current recommendation made in a number of research that has been conducted by various research groups to assist them in planning, in implementing policies, and even in drafting policies, because many of the policies that are currently drafted are are uninformed, which results to an issue of people, of policies being put forth but then highly contested by either international movement or human rights issues. So that is one aspect of it that needs to be addressed very soon, because it could cause major problems. The second one would be then South Africa will have to look at its international obligations, its international solidarity, and its foreign policy to look at how it can cooperate with the countries of origins and also contribute to solving some of the issues in those countries of origin, so that they can tackle the issues of migration, because it is not about them being a problem, but it's also about sending countries.
All right, Aline Mugisho live there for us in Johannesburg. Thanks very much for those insights.